Hi everyone, and welcome to Ask Alexa Facebook Therapy Live. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Just wanted to check in again. It's Sunday at 6 p.m. and wanted to make sure how everybody is doing and how their weekend is going. As I said the last couple of weeks, I'm going to be taking questions from viewers. You can either send them in live or send them through an email to alexas29@aol.com, or you can send them to askalexatherapy.com, or again, send us a message on Facebook. Hi, Rob. Thanks for joining us. And Mary Kay, thank you. So yes, I am taking questions from listeners, and I'm just so excited to start this out. I wanted to start with our first question from Mary Kay. What can I do to get more motivated to exercise at home? Because I don't want to have to go to the gym and wear a mask. The workouts on YouTube, I can't seem to keep up with. You know, Mary Kay, you bring up a great question right there, which I think is so important. And I think so many times people are doing these YouTube videos or other exercise videos at home and are feeling discouraged or defeated because they can't keep up with those type of videos. And I know a lot of times during them, also as a certified personal trainer and aerobics instructor, so many times they would say, go at your own pace. But while you're at home, and especially if you're not used to being in a gym or haven't been in a gym for a while, you're not sure what your own pace is. So I think this is such an important question. One, always check with your physician to make sure exercise is appropriate for you and what type of exercises you can do. But also find out what your pace is. And I think that's so important. And if, when you were at the gym, if you did have a personal trainer, I would actually touch base with that personal trainer and ask them, what do you think I can do? What type of beats per minute? And your worker would also be able to know what that is, the trainer or the aerobics instructor, beats per minute, by how many exercises you can do and what is the rate of exercise you can do. So I think it's so important to ask if you had a personal trainer or an aerobics instructor, ask them what they think you would be able to do. And I think also make sure you check your heart rate, because that's also important too. Yes, we want to be working up a little bit of a sweat and have the heart rate up, but also since you're going to be in your own home and not being monitored by a professional, I want to make sure you're also safe with that, to make sure you're not overdoing it. I know so many times people are saying, maybe I'm not doing too much, maybe I should push myself harder. I get that. But in this day and age, when people in COVID are all staying home and doing this, I think it's so important to make sure you don't overdo it, because you don't want to push yourself past the limit. So one, check your heart rate. Check in with a fitness professional if you've taken a class, if you've had a personal trainer, and ask them, what do they think is your fitness level? And I know so many times these videos will say they're beginner, they're moderate, or they're very advanced. But I think you have to be able to also figure out what's good for you and what is your fitness level. And I think once you find your fitness level, start with slow increments and maybe, 15 minutes of cardio, interval cardio, which would be some weights and then maybe a little bit of cardio, jogging in place, walking in place, kicking in place, punching in place, and then back to maybe some weight training. And check how you're feeling, check how you're breathing, and check your heart rate and say, how am I feeling? Because that's so important, because we want to make sure you're safe while you're doing your workout, but also safe as you're moving forward. And again, it's not about doing the most in the smallest amount of time. This isn't a race. This isn't a competition. So make sure you take your time and don't get discouraged, and don't also compare yourself to other people. We're all different in what we can do. And I can honestly tell you this, before I had my baby, my fitness level was very, very high. And for a long time, I couldn't work out to that level while I was pregnant, then after my pregnancy, because I had a C-section. So I had to start back very slowly. And I'm about, I would say, 50 to 60% to what I used to be. And I'm not beating myself up. And I'm not also pushing myself where I would injure myself. So yes, going for walks is good for me a couple of times a day. Doing the exercise bike. And I know also because it's cold out, going outside might not be ideal. So I think it's, maybe doing an exercise bike, maybe walking up and down your stairs if you have a staircase, doing any types of cardio at home, jumping jacks, anything like that, walking lunges. Just get your heart rate up and make sure you're also watching how you're feeling. You don't want to be feeling too dizzy. You don't want to be feeling out of breath. You want to feel a bit of a challenge, but you always want to be safe. And Mary Kay, thank you so much for bringing that question, because I think so many of us are out there saying, okay, we have to work out at home. We have to do this by ourselves. And sometimes people who've never even worked out before are tuning into these YouTube videos, or they're tuning into different exercise videos, and they're going in full force, which if you haven't worked out in a long time, or haven't worked out at all, you should be really careful about throwing yourself into it. I know, yes, you want to have your passion and you really want to get into your workout. Just make sure you're safe. Albert, thank you so much for tuning in, and Bill and Brian, thank you. And thank you, Mary Kay, for writing in for that question, because I think it's so important. As I said before, this is going to be a lifestyle for you. You want to make sure this is achievable, but also enjoyable and safe. So slowly add small increments, adding them a little bit by bit, seeing how you feel, maybe challenging yourself a little bit more with your fitness. But again, not to a point where safety is questioned or in jeopardy. We always want to say, as I always do, safety first. And thank you so much for writing in your question. And again, anyone else has any questions, please, you can send them in now live as we're on Facebook Live, or you can always send them in an email, and I will definitely answer them. I can use your name, or it can be anonymous. Also, if you have any mental health questions or topics you'd like me to cover, please send an email. And also, please check out my Facebook page, Ask Alexa Therapy, and also my YouTube channel, Ask Alexa Therapy too, and my website, AskAlexaTherapy.com. Where next, I wanted to start talking about gratitude. And I know so many times it's so hard to find gratitude, and especially I know there's a lot going on right now with everything and COVID and all of that, and sometimes it might be hard to find that light at the end of the tunnel, as I always speak about, or to find gratitude or to feel grateful. But I think more than ever, this is the time to find it. This is the time to really say, okay, let me see what I'm grateful for. Let me count my blessings, even if they're from years ago. So many times I will talk about in my mind and remind myself things that happened maybe 5 years ago, things that were really important to me. And they might be just small things for other people, but there's stuff that was actually, weighing on my mind and maybe I was concerned about. So now that I say, wow, I'm grateful that this landlord was so nice when I lived in an apartment building and gave me my security deposit back. Wow, I'm so grateful that my neighbors were able to snow blow my driveway when I have a young child. And I think I remind myself on a daily basis of all those things that I'm grateful for. And it reminds me of how incredible this world is that we live in, but also of all the wonderful people that are out there. And I know sometimes it's hard to say, wow, are there really great people out there? Yes, they are. And I think it's finding them and finding the gratitude and finding that smile on your face to be able to say, okay, this is what I'm grateful for. And I think even for the small thing, it's really incredible to find that one thing a day that you're grateful for, and being able to think about it, be able to say, in the morning, before you go to bed at night, something just to say, this is what I'm grateful about. And also, I wanted to also share with you another thing that helps me start my day and also end my day. It's every morning when I wake up, I like to read a passage from the Bible to start my day, to kind of put that headset and that mindset of how to move forward. And then use that gospel or that psalm throughout the day to help guide me. And if you don't, people have all different types of religions, all different types of methods and theology and different theories that help them, which I think is so, so incredible, to make sure you make it your own. Find what's special to you, find what really rings true and hits home for you, and use that as your daily mantra. Use that to help you get through the day when things are going great. Use it to get through the day when things are going tough. And I think that's so important. Always keep putting one foot in front of the other and always keep moving forward. Dawn, thank you so much for tuning in. And David, Anthony, thank you so much. It's so great to have all of you guys tuning in and sending in your questions. And please keep sending in your questions. And also check out the show, The Alexa Show, on my YouTube channel. Just had an incredible interview again with an incredible guest that will be coming out soon. And I think it's so incredible to hear about these guests' journey, their struggles, but also how they came out on the other side to show inspiration, to show hope, and to show encouragement. Because I think that's the most important thing to know, is that we are all examples. Other people are watching us, and we provide hope, we provide support, and we are that light at the end of the tunnel for so many people. Even if you don't think you are, you are. Believe me. Know how special you are, and know that you're always making an impact on everybody. Again, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all your support. Everybody have a good night, and God bless.